Hey, my name is Leanne, and I'm fascinated with helping women navigate how to eat, move, and care for their bodies. This has taken me on a journey from vegan, keto, high protein to everything in between. I'm a small town holistic nutritionist turned 3-time international bestselling author turned functional medicine practitioner, offering telemedicine services around the globe to women looking to better their health and stop second-guessing themselves. I'm here to teach you how to wade through the wellness noise to get to the good stuff that'll help you achieve your goals. Whether you're seeking relief from chronic ailments, striving for peak performance, or simply eager to live a more vibrant life, this podcast is your go-to resource for actionable advice and inspiration. Together, we'll uncover the interconnectedness of nutrition, movement, sleep, stress management, and mindset, empowering you to make informed choices that support your unique health journey. Think of it as quality time with your bestie mixed with a little med school so you're empowered at your next doctor visit. Get ready to be challenged and encouraged while you learn about your body and how to care for it healthfully. Join me as we embrace vitality, reclaim our innate potential, and discover what it truly means to pursue healthfulness. Hello and welcome back. I'm hosting this incredible giveaway this month, and April 1st, the first ad went live last week, and the link didn't work. So if you tried to go to healthfulpursuit.com/make to sign up for the giveaway and it went absolutely nowhere, I'm so sorry. If you go to healthfulpursuit.com/make, you can enter to win. More details later in today's episode. If you remember last month, when was that? March 11th. So almost exactly a month ago, I shared the secret to real results. It's not a new plan. It's ... And that was part 1 because we just ran out of time. I kept blabbing on about consistency. So in the last audio from last month, we talked about why we jump from plan to plan, the power that consistency has and why it's so essential, the science behind why consistency works, and the most common I'm stuck mistakes and how to fix them. Today, I want to talk about why consistency equals confidence. We're going to talk about some of the practical tips to stay consistent and a couple of other before and after kind of processes to kind of get you motivated depending on where you're at with your goals. So let's dive right in. If you haven't already listened to that episode, I would highly suggest listening to it first before this one so it all makes sense. So you can go back to episode 516 from Tuesday, March 11th. It's labeled Part 1, The Secret to Real Results. Okay, so the mindset shift. Why consistency equals confidence. So confidence isn't built by getting results. It's actually built by knowing why you're doing something and proving to yourself that you can do it. So I realized this a couple of years ago when I was working toward a goal, and I remember thinking I could either do this or I could do that. And I realized that one of the options took me closer to the goal and the other option took me farther away. And I thought, okay, so I have 2 choices. I can get closer to my goal or I can get farther away from my goal. Why is it that I know I want my goal, so I should want the thing that gets me to my goal, but what I really want is the thing that gets me farther away from my goal? Why is that? And I believe this is what we call willpower. However, willpower does not have power. Will is a decision between choices. So you either choose option 1 or you choose option 2. Now, there could be a million options, but let's just make it simple and say that there are 2 and you could either choose 1 or 2. It's very rare that both of the options will get you closer to your goal, right? Either one's going to take you closer and one's going to take you maybe closer than the other one. So choose the better one. Or if it's kind of even, then choose the one that you feel best with. But oftentimes, one will get you closer and one will get you farther away. So let's kind of put this into real life example. A couple of weeks ago, I got my period. It was a hard one. I think because I've been eating so many carbs, and when I eat too many carbs, not too many, I'm eating just enough for my training volume. But when it gets to be just too high, I think, for what my body can handle, or I'm not sure why this happens. It could have something to do with glucose regulation too. I just don't feel good on that period. And I made a decision to wait to work out the following day because I knew that if I went to the gym, I would just be a mess and I was exhausted and I was crampy and I just couldn't. I feel like in many ways I could have gone to the gym and that would have been okay, or I could have not gone to the gym and that would be okay. I think in that instance, both would take me closer to the goal because what I really needed was rest, right? So that's an example where it's like I had two choices. I think a third choice could have been like, well, screw it. I have my period. I'm just not going to go to the gym all week. I think that would have taken me farther away from my goal. But I think the two choices of going or not going that day were even. And I think in some ways, taking the rest was a little bit closer to my goal because that I pushed, I probably would have gotten sick and I wouldn't have gained muscle anyway because I just felt so terrible. So when we are consistent, we show up for ourselves and we prove to ourselves that we can be trusted. So I've proven to myself that when I commit to a goal, I work toward achieving that goal. Do I actually achieve it? Well, sometimes things happen and I just don't, and that's fine and whatever. But I showed myself that I could do it. I showed myself that, yep, I can trust myself. It's like a friend. Oftentimes I try not to disassociate, obviously, because it's not healthy. But if I think of myself as a friend, right, and I make a commitment, but then I don't follow through on it, how would I feel if that were a friend that just says like, oh yeah, I'll meet you at the gym, and then they just don't show up, or yeah, I'll go do your laundry. Yeah, I can help you with your laundry later, and then they just don't show up. What kind of friend is that? Get out of here. I need a better friend. This one sucks. And that's really like, it's so the same for ourselves. Like, how many times do I say I'm going to do something and then I don't, and then I disappoint myself over and over and over. And that sucks. And when we stay consistent, we feel more empowered and not only confident in what we're doing, but confident in ourselves that we can trust ourselves. Like outside of the results, blah, blah, blah results. The ultimate thing is that we said we were going to do something. We did something. We showed up. We proved to ourselves that we could do it and that we are trustworthy. And I think the difference between like successful women, not like business successful or whatever, like successful women and those who just like stay stuck in the same rigmarole is that the successful ones aren't necessarily super good at what they're doing, but they like keep going. I truly think like at some point, I walked by a college recently on one of my super long walks and I was thinking, oh man, if I could go back to my 20s, like I had so much opportunity that I like didn't achieve because I didn't think that I could. And there was so many options for me to do and I just didn't do them because I didn't think I could do them. And I think that confidence comes with time and lived out experience. I mean, it's really fun. I often forget, I think this is imposter syndrome probably, but I often forget of all the achievements I've had in life. And when I meet somebody new, we have these old friends that we've known for a really long time and they've been through a lot of seasons with us. And I got to meet the husband's parents the other week and our friends were just talking me up. Like she wrote a book and she toured the country and her and her husband used to live in an RV and they like renovated their second one. And then they didn't even know how to sail, but they bought a sailboat and they figured that out. And then they decided that they wanted to and all this stuff. And have you heard about it? And she has this podcast and she meets with clients. And I'm like, whoa, like I've done so many things and I'm not super good at all those things, but boy, do I try. A for effort, because what do they say? It takes 10,000 hours to be a master at something. And man, is that true? That is so true. So we just keep going and you're not going to be super great at it. Like, for example, like going to the gym, it's not like everybody knows what they're doing, that they're perfect, that they're like physical therapists and know exactly how to structure their workouts and where their arms and legs go. No, we're going to learn over time. We want to be a woman that like follows through. I just follow through. I commit and I follow through. Because how often do our priorities not match the activities that we do on a day-to-day basis? And that is just so sideways. It's sideways. Giveaway time. If you're constantly on edge, taking care of everything and everyone, this one's for you. I've been using Calm from Make Wellness, and it's honestly changed how I handle stress. You just pour a packet, place it under your tongue, hold it there, drink a little water, and within 10 minutes, the overwhelm starts to melt away. It's not magic. The ingredients just work. It's ashwagandha to calm cortisol, lemon balm to soothe anxiety, GABA and L-theanine for that deep mental exhale that we all need. Want to try it? Just head to healthfulpursuit.com/make and set up a free account. That's it. You'll be automatically entered to win a sample of Calm. I pick winners every month and text them directly. Again, that's healthfulpursuit.com/make. Go create your account and be entered to win. Okay, practical tips. Right now, I want you to think of something that you've, wanted to do, and I want you to make a commitment to do it for 90 days minimum. 90 days. It could be 120 days. It could be 180 days. As long as it's a minimum of 90 days. And you're going to focus on the process, not just the outcome. Instead of saying, I want to lose 30 pounds, or let's call it 10. I want to lose 10 pounds, shift it to, I'll eat protein every meal and strength train 3 times a week. Why? And then ask yourself, why? Why am I eating protein? Well, I know that when I eat protein, I'll be satiated and I'll give my muscles the nutrients they need to build. Okay, cool. And why 3 times training per week? Well, I know if I do 4, I can't commit to that. It's too much. If I do 2, I'm not really going to see results and I'm not going to make it a habit as much. So I'm going to stick to 3. Okay, great. Now you know why. You've made a commitment to be consistent and you have confidence in your goal. So you're just going to do that for 90 days. And I think with this, simplifying your routine makes a lot of sense too. Not overcomplicating things. And focusing on the basics done well. I recently massively shifted my training focus. And something I've noticed with my new program is it's far less complicated. And I've seen more progress on this plan because I just get in, I do the 6 movements and I leave. It's not complicated. And same with food. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, you see what I eat. It is not complicated. And I can be consistent doing the basics done well. Accountability is really good, like checking in with a coach or a community or having a friend doing the same thing. I do really good in a coach setup myself personally. It's not that I don't know what to do. It's that I'm far more consistent when I think somebody's watching me and I'm trying to impress them. To be honest, that's what it is. I think that's why I enjoy making friends at the gym. So that I know that they're watching me and they're probably counting my reps because what else do we have to do but count how many reps people are doing? I do that all the time. I'm like, I wonder how many reps they're going to do. And I just start counting. And so that helps me stay accountable, like some sort of coach or person that you're checking in with. And you really need to monitor your self-talk through the process of being consistent. So stop saying I always give up and start saying I'm somebody who follows through. Stop saying my plan isn't working and start saying I'm monitoring my progress appropriately, or I'm not allowing my emotions to interfere with progress. That's a big one. And when you want to quit, you ask yourself, well, what if I just kept going another 2 weeks? Or let's go to all the things that I'm tracking, your weight, your inches, certain symptoms, like I was saying in I think it was the last audio, where I have all my clients do a symptomatology mostly every time that we connect and we give them a score. And then I can see the score going up or down. Make your own score every day. Just check in this, that. Maybe it's sleep, digestion, whatever, top symptoms. And then see how those change over time and use that as a means. Well, is the program working or is it just my emotions at the time? So I have a whole bunch of I wanted to spend some time thinking through what this could look like depending on the type of person. So I was thinking of different client profiles of individuals and their progress. So here's the client that is doing everything right, but wasn't losing weight. So the client comes to me frustrated because she's been doing everything right for a few weeks, but hasn't lost weight. She's tracking her food, exercising, sleeping well, but the scale isn't moving. She's ready to quit and switch to like another diet because she thought that she wasn't doing what she was doing wasn't working. So my goal is to encourage her to stay the course and focus on non-scale victories like energy, digestion, strength. What happens? Time and time again. After 8 weeks, the scale finally drops or the inches start to lower and the scale might stay the same depending on where you're at. But before that, her body was adapting, building muscle, regulating hormones, reducing inflammation. If she had quit at week 3, she never would have seen the results because she would have been on to another program. Like consistency, I'm telling you, consistency is the thing. Okay, so here's another example. It's like the woman who always switches plans and never sees results. So the individual is stuck in the cycle of switching plans every few weeks. So they try keto. After 2 weeks, they switch to intermittent fasting. And then, that didn't work in a month, and then switch to calorie cycling. And every time she switches, she gives up on herself. She lacks confidence in the process that she's made. And if she said 2 weeks ago, well, I trust that this is going to be it. What does it feel like after 2 weeks if that ain't it? It creates this habitual change, and it never gives the body time to adjust. And so what happens? If you're constantly starting over, you never see actual progress. When you finally commit to that single approach for 90 days, always progress is seen. Progress in some form. Like I'm telling you, consistency truly is the thing. Like it is the thing. Okay, so here's another example. The woman who thought she needed more cardio until she stayed consistent with strength training. I see this so much. So it's the individual that says, well, can we just add 20 more minutes of cardio next week? Like if I just add more cardio, if I just add 2 stair steppers a week, then I can lose weight. And she was doing maybe, 5 to 6 days of cardio, barely eating, nothing was changing. And I always say, remove the cardio, focus on strength training, get up to your maintenance. And of course, there's this panic process because lifting weights makes you bulky and eating at maintenance is 500 to 800 calories more than you're eating. How could that possibly change the look of my body? And all the time, after weeks, you notice your body changing. You notice your sleep changing. You notice you're actually able to lift heavier things. And after months of this process, your body shape does change, and so much more changes because these individuals are eating far less than they need, and they're just in full starvation mode. Cellulite. We all got it. We all hate it. We all want it to go away, and not all of us will achieve this for sure. There are many reasons why we have cellulite. The 2 common root causes that I see over and over and over again have to do with liver dysfunction and therefore lymph drainage pathway issues. So if your lymph is not healthy, if your liver is not fully supported, chances are you're going to have cellulite. So I would definitely suggest focusing on those 2 aspects. But another piece to cellulite function has to do with our balance of collagen and also our ability to correct our skin connective tissue. So if you're looking to tackle cellulite from a skin connective tissue situation, the texture specifically, BioCell Collagen could be the solution that you're looking for. Did you know that collagen and hyaluronic acid, key components of BioCell Collagen, have been shown to reduce the appearance of cellulite? So here's how it works. Cellulite occurs when fat cells push up against the skin connective tissue, leading to a dimpled appearance. Collagen helps to strengthen the skin's connective tissue, making it firmer and and more elastic, while hyaluronic acid hydrates the skin, making it look smoother and more even. Together, these powerful ingredients work from the inside out to improve the appearance of your skin and reduce cellulite. Since I started talking about BioCell Collagen, I've noticed a real difference in my personal skin's texture. It's smoother, it's firmer, with far less noticeable cellulite. It's become a key part of my daily routine for maintaining healthful and youthful looking skin. But again, I also support my liver and my lymph. If you're ready to see a difference in yourself, you can go to mygrowinghair.com to get a month's supply of BioCell Collagen for $25 off. Plus, if you set up a subscription, you'll save an additional $25 off every future order forever. That's a 15% savings every single month. And when you purchase through my site, I'll send you a personal text message from my phone number so that we can stay connected on all things collagen, hair, cellulite, skin health, nail health. Don't wait. You can visit mygrowinghair.com today and start your journey to smoother, firmer skin. So those are a couple of examples of individuals and profiles that I see over and over and over again. The under eating over cardio or over working out, I do see quite often, and even the under eating not moving, but there's a chronic under eating problem in this country. And I can't even comprehend how many bodies are lacking nutrition and are just holding on to every single pound because of it. And it's one of my most favorite things to coach on, because the messages I get are like, I'm eating so much, I can't even understand. And I feel so good and I'm sleeping and my sex drive is increased, and just all these great messages. And it brings me so much happiness. I chatted about this in the last audio, but the whole before and after transformation picture situation, we're not seeing the middle parts in people's before and after. Okay, well, that's not really progress. What's going on here? That's most of it. That's all of it. So we want the after picture, but we always quit before we even get to the middle part. It's so common to see zero changes, but using blood work and symptomatology, we can actually see that there are things changing. So the challenge that I have for you today is to commit to one thing for 90 days, not a set of things. One thing, just one thing. That's all. And I would love, if you follow me on Instagram, I would love for you to just jump into my DMs and tell me what you're committing to. I would love to hear what that one thing is that you're committing to, because I know all sorts of you are going to have all sorts of answers, and I would love to hear it. And also I can be your accountability buddy. So let me know in 90 days how you did with that. And by committing to one thing, being confident in that one thing that you're doing and how that's going to help you achieve your goal, you will be able to be consistent. And remember that when you have the choice between two options, it's not willpower that has you choose the one that's best for you. It's your will. And your will often choose what's comfortable, not often what's best for you. And so I hope that this was help to you. This is a shorter episode today. That's all I had prepared. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here for another episode. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Healthful Pursuit Podcast. Join us next Tuesday for another episode of the show. If you're looking for free resources, there are a couple of places you can go. The first, to my blog, healthfulpursuit.com, where you're going to find loads of recipes. The second is a free parasite protocol that I've put together for you that outlines symptoms, testing, and resources to determine whether or not you have a parasite, plus a full protocol to follow to eradicate them from your life if you need to. That's available at healthfulpursuit.com/parasites. And last but certainly not least, a full list of blood work markers to ask your doctor for so that you can get a full picture of your health. You can grab that free resource by going to healthfulpursuit.com/labs. The Healthful Pursuit Podcast, including show notes and links, provides information in respect to healthy living, recipes, nutrition, and diet, and is intended for informational purposes only. The information provided is not a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment, nor is it to be construed as such. We cannot guarantee that the information provided on the Healthful Pursuit podcast reflects the most up-to-date medical research. Information is provided without any representation or warranties of any kind. Please consult a qualified health practitioner with any questions you may have regarding your health and nutrition program.